Tri-City Sports Now, it's Joe Rexrode, who I think may be the best sports columnist in the state of Tennessee. Writing for the Tennessean, he's been covering Mike Vrabel, the new football coach of the Tennessee Titans. And I guess I try to begin this. I began my show, Joe, yesterday talking about this, and I said, wait a minute here. We're firing playoff win coach. Maybe he doesn't have the sexiest resume in the world, but playoff win coach for 4-12 defensive coordinator. And then you started going and saying, oh yeah, it's the Titans organization, it's the old Oilers organization, and let's face facts, that was never confused with the modern day Patriots or, say, the Steelers or one of the better run organizations, the 49ers of old under the DeBartolos, something like that. What's the feeling here on the hiring of Mike Vrabel in Nashville?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for the two kind words there, Marky. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's deserved.
And you know, you're right. I mean, not like this franchise has a history of greatness. It's had its moments. You know, the Oilers had a good run there with Warren Moon, and the Titans, of course, had a good run there with Steve McNair, you know, shortly after they moved to Nashville. But it's been a mess, you know, for a lot of the last decade. Of course, they're hoping that the hire of John Robinson, you know, is changing things, has changed things, and it has to a point. I mean, obviously, in his tenure, you know, they're 19 and 15 with a playoff win, but this was a bold move, and now you can look at it. You really can look at this on both sides of it. As you said, you're talking about a defense coordinator for the defense that gave up the most points in the league this year, in his only year as a coordinator, who's only been in coaching since 2011. He started at Ohio State, his alma mater. He's been in the NFL 4 years. And wonder, you know, what they could have been thinking. And the other side of it, you know, in the NFL, I've definitely heard the name, you know, Vrabel, you know, last year or so as one of those rising stars. You know, Peter King wrote something this week about how, you know, a lot of people kind of identified him as, you know, as a guy to really watch. He actually referenced, you know, defensive Sean McVay. You know, of course, Sean McVay is a hot shot who had a great first year with the Rams. So, you know, it's one of those things where they jumped on him, and to me with the Colts and Lions as well. Probably was going to get a head coaching job, you know, probably next year was, I think, the way he was thinking. Got this one, all of a sudden, boom, you've got a playoff team. You got Marcus Mariota. You know, what are you going to do? So it's going to be fascinating. You know, I think he fits the mold of leader of men, which is something John Robinson has made a big deal about. Mike Marky fits that mold as well, but of course they're hoping to do more with the offense and more with Mariota, and we don't even know who his coordinator will be, or really most of his staff. So still a lot of questions. You know, they feel great about him as the CEO, and of course it still comes down to, is John Robinson going to continue to advance this roster? You know, it's a playoff roster. I don't think this was a Super Bowl roster that Mike Mularkey mismanaged. I think it was a playoff roster that got into the playoffs, but they've got to get better.
Well, it's not as if Vrabel isn't good coaching timber. I wanted, you know, he is the sort of player that you thought, okay, yeah, this could be a good coach someday. We'll give him that. But, you know, I had heard, well, they were hiring him because they were going to get Dave from Ohio State, and he used to be an assistant under Chip Kelly, and so the Chip Kelly system will be back with Marcus Mariota, and all will be well. And as you said off the air, no, Urban Meyer doesn't want to lose his offensive coordinator, or excuse me, his co-offensive coordinator. He's keeping him in Ohio State, giving him a raise, a better promotion, all this. So did this really just blow up in the Titans' face? If they knew they couldn't get the offensive coordinator, if you think of 2 days before, they still would have hired Vrabel. Do you think that this, you know, I guess that's a question I'm asking.
No, I don't. I don't think that. I don't think John Robinson brought him in and said, well, if you can get Ryan Day, then we're in business here. You know, John Robinson goes back to the past days with Vrabel, and so I think, you know, Day was the name, and as you said, I mean, it looks like, you know, Urban Meyer is keeping him, giving him more responsibility and more title there, and so that's a whiff. But I don't think this hire was like, it's got to be Day. It's got to be the New Hampshire guy, Chip Kelly. You frankly, I mean, if the Titans, I don't know what Plan B is on Brian Day, but I know that if I were the Titans, I would be awfully interested in talking to John DeFilippo.
Oh, yeah.
Once he can be taught to. I mean, look at what he did with Carson Wentz. And it's not like, I mean, to me, it's not, first of all, the actual Oregon offense, you can't do that in the NFL. I mean, you want elements of it. But, the Philly offense right now has elements of it. And I mean, obviously that's a step back. If you identified your guy, we all knew it was your guy, now you didn't get him. But, no, I don't think this was like, Vrabel as long as he can stay. I mean, there are other guys out there I think you can get who can, who can work well with Marcus Mariota and give this offense the proper balance of, they still need to play power football, NFL football, run the ball. They're built that way, but then, be a little less predictable, maybe a little bit more creative, and probably give Marcus Mariota a little bit more freedom to make plays and get the ball out quickly than he had in the last offense.
Well, like you said, he's got a playoff roster. He's also got maybe the toughest division in football to coach in next year. I mean, that's an opinion, but it's not going to be easy in all this. Anyway, a shaking up of the Tennessee Titans. Here's a thing with a big wide angle, a prediction. They're either going to sink or swim with Mike Vrabel. Boy, you needed me to tell you that, huh, Joe Rexrode? Thanks for joining us here on Tri-City Sports Now. Yeah, no, I mean,